Good morning. Leading figures in the Anglican Church are calling on Prince Charles to end his relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. The Prince says he has no intention of remarrying, but according to newspaper reports this morning, some senior churchmen believe that the Prince shouldn't see Mrs. Parker Bowles at all, even after divorce. Nick Valentine reports.
Thursday's pledge by Prince Charles not to remarry after divorce does not appear to have headed off fears of a constitutional crisis surrounding the succession. A spokeswoman for the Prince has dismissed as absolute nonsense a report in this morning's Sunday Telegraph which says the Prime Minister demanded a pledge that Charles would not marry Camilla Parker Bowles in return for full public backing of the divorce from Diana. But there's also unease within the Church at a continued friendship with Camilla. The Mail on Sunday quotes the Archbishop of Wales as saying any public relationship would imply Mrs. Parker Bowles taking the role of consort with risk of public alienation. No word yet from the Princess either on her attitude to divorce. Nick Valentine, ITN.
The death toll in a fire at a school in India has risen to 360, and there are fears it could rise to over 400. Most of the victims, mainly women and children, were killed in a rush to get out of the building at Dabwali near New Delhi. A further 120 people suffered burns and other injuries, some serious. French police say they'll have to use dental records to identify the charred remains of 16 cult members who committed mass suicide in a remote alpine forest clearing. The bodies, 3 of them children, were found laid out in a star shape. It's thought some of them were shot before being set alight. 53 members of the same cult, the Order of the Solar Temple, killed themselves last year.
The UN is withdrawing its peacekeepers from the heavy weapons exclusion zone around the Bosnian capital Sarajevo, following the release of the last of the UN hostages. 7 people died in Sarajevo when a shell landed on a water queue.
The presidents of Yugoslavia's 6 republics will discuss the latest EC peace plan in The Hague today. But Serbia has virtually rejected it outright, choosing instead to continue their all-out offensive against Croatia, in which 60 people have died in the past 3 days. The Sun newspaper says it'll appeal against having to pay actor Bill Roach's costs of £100,000 after the Coronation Street libel case. Mr. Roach, who plays the Street's Ken Barlow, was celebrating last night after being awarded £50,000 damages against the Sun after the paper had called him boring.
I don't think anyone should ever have to go through what we have been through to justify our good name, even though we've won and we have won and won well.
And that's all from the ITN Morning News team. There'll be bulletins throughout the day on ITV. The next main news is at 1 o'clock. Meanwhile, from all of us here, goodbye.